Hey, how y'all doing? It's Sharonda, and hey, how y'all doing? And today I am here with some bookish thoughts on The Love Simulation by Etta Easton. So let's go ahead and get into this thing, shall we? You better not. So
Get
hey,
down.
how y'all doing? I hope your week went well. Mine was going okay until I got sick, y'all. I got sick. There's a little viral infection going around. So yeah, I'm just you know why? Because I hate being sick. For me, I think being sick is such an inconvenience. Plus, I hate the way I feel when I'm sick. It's just like, I just feel so useless and so helpless. So I just be like, oh my God. So, yeah. So, that was my week in a nutshell. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk about this book. So, the Love Simulation is a contemporary black romance. It was published March 4th. I received the eARC from its publisher, Berkely Romance. And here we are. Okay. So, for the most part, I liked this book. Thought it was a cute read. All right. So, inside of the story, we have Brianna Rogers, who is vice principal at this school. Okay. And she is having a hard time um, only because of the principal of the school. Okay, the principal don't like her, y'all. He don't like her. He don't want her there, and I'll tell y'all the reason why. Okay, he don't want her there because he wants his stink ass son to be. No, let me stop because the son is actually going to be Brianna's own love interest. So I won't do that. But 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 yeah, he wants his son Roman to actually be the vice principal. He don't want Brianna there, basically. Like that's her damn fault. Anyway, so she's having a problem with the principal of the school. Always had problems with this dude since she started. It's just been a whole lot of back and forth between her and Principal Major. Okay, and the final straw comes when Brianna is forced to join this simulation. Instead of taking her summer vacation, she has to take a simulate. She decides to join a simulation because basically the principal, in all his dumbass wisdom, decided to the money that the school was going to get from the district. He decided to take all that money and put it towards the y'all say hi to my 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 cat. Anyway, so he decides to take all this money and put it towards the the sports team, putting it towards a new football field and all this other stuff. And Brianna is pissed because some of that money she thought would come to the library. Their library is in dire need of a, a remodel. And this man did not want to do it. Brianna is a big fan of literacy. She is a big fan of seeing children see themselves represented in books, and she's just a big fan of it. So she wants her kids in the school to have access to good books, new books in their school library. But this man decided to take all of the money and put it towards a state of the art football field or whatever. And she's pissed and she's trying to figure out where they're going to get this money from now. In comes this idea from another teacher who decides that for his summer, Jordan, the name of the teacher was Jordan, for his summer, he was going to be part of this astronaut simulation where these folks go inside this simulation where they actually get to live on the moon for, I think it was like 3 weeks. I think it was the whole of their summer vacation, to tell you the truth. But they got to go inside the simulation or whatever. So Brianna decides to go inside of the simulation because the teachers, if this, the teachers or the team stay during the whole time that they're supposed to be there, the teachers get $20,000 individually. I think it was $20,000 individually. It might have been just $20,000 for the teachers itself. But anyway, okay, and then the school itself got a large sum sum of money. So Brianna was like, that sum of money is perfect for us. Oh my God, damn cat worse than damn dog. I'll tell y'all. I'll do a side story, and in my shorts one day and tell y'all how I came across this cat. But anyway, cause y'all know I always had a dog. But anyway, so because of this money that the school is going to get, Brianna decides to be part of this simulation. Okay, problem comes in where now her crush, Roman, is also one of the teachers ended up dropping out, and now Roman is going to be part of the team as well. And Brianna is like, she nervous as hell, right? She's just like, two things. She likes him a lot. She has a huge crush on Roman. That is very palpable on page when you go inside of this book. So she's just like, oh my God, like why, is he going to be part of this? And then also the other issue is now she has to wonder exactly why Roman decided to be part of this team. Like, why are you here? So in Brianna's mind, because this principal don't like her, she is now thinking that, oh, okay, Roman's here because he's here on behalf of the principal, his dad, and he's going to ruin this simulation so that we don't get this goddamn money, and the library is just going to be the old little janky little thing that it's looking like now. So she's just like she wants to be in her guard, but she's also, she's just like, oh my God. Okay, so for the most part, like I said, I like the book. I like the chemistry between Roman and Brianna. It was very palpable on page. Like from go, you knew this lady had a crush on Roman. Like, you was just like, okay. And you kind of like feel it from Roman too, even though we are getting this book from Brianna's point of view. Okay. I do wish that we had got both point of views, because while the simulation is going on, we kind of find out that both Roman and Brianna have these outside personal issues, right? They both have these expectations from their families. With Brianna, her expectation is sometimes and I feel like with her, she put it on herself a lot. She is like the baby sister, and she has these two overachiever older siblings, her brother and her sister. So she always feels like she had to compete against them, which is why she took this vice principal role and all this other stuff. And with Roman, through Brianna's POV, we kind of find out, like, he has this expectation from his dad to kind of like, be, he wanted Roman to be vice principal so that eventually Roman would take over being principal at the school, kind of like following his father footsteps or whatever. But we also kind of find out that that's not really Roman's thing. He don't want to do that. Like, he likes being a science teacher or whatever, but he didn't want to be vice principal, which is why he didn't fill out for the job when it came up. And he does not want to be principal. You know what I'm saying? Like, he did not want to do those things. He was only there at that school. I don't know, because we also kind of find out through Brianna's POV that Roman and his dad just started having like a good relationship. Roman came to live with his dad like later on or whatever, so we know that the parents are divorced or whatever, so they're trying to work throughout a relationship or whatever. I do and that's one of the reasons that I wish the book would have been from both POVs, because I would have loved to know more about Roman and his dad, you know what I mean? Like, and then why would his father like request for Roman to be part of this simulation team to do such a thing? Just because you don't like this vice principal, just because you want her to fail at this so that she could potentially lose her job. Like, it was so underhanded. I was just like, dude, like, and then not to ask your grown ass adult son, like, if this is something that he want, like, just to assume that even if he did get rid of Brianna, that Roman was going to take the position. It was just like crazy. It was some sneaky underhanded shit. So I wish we would have gotten both POVs, because I would have just loved to get more of Roman's relationship with his father on page, because you could just tell like it wasn't as Principal Major was making it. But we do like, in far as like the romance, we get forced proximity because the longer this simulation goes on, some of the teachers start falling off. Okay, for various different reasons. Some of the reasons was funny as hell. I was in here cackling like a clown. I was like, what is going on? Okay, so some of the teachers start falling off until eventually it is just Roman and Brianna left inside of the simulation, and now they start to act on this, even though they were acting on it on little ways, while while the other team players were there. Once the team members are gone and it's just them two, they start to fully act on it, which I like to have seen, like which I did like to see. I like the teachers being inside of the simulation with them initially. It lessened the tension between them. Again, it gave some really hilarious moments. And I did like her. It seems like she did some research on simulations and how they go or whatever. She was very detailed and descriptive of what went on inside of these simulations, of these folks trying to, like, if they were really on the moon trying to survive. So I did like that. I like that aspect of the story as well. It was very, very well done. It was, for the most part, this was a cute story. I like the romance part of it. I don't feel like the outside issues that both Brianna and Roman had overtook the romance. Sometimes I feel like when we have outside issues with both of the characters, sometimes what's going on the outside could potentially overtake this romance, because again, it's a romance, and that's what we're here for, is what I always say, you know what I mean? So I feel like it was a good balance between their issues and the romance. We do get, I wouldn't necessarily call it a third act breakup, because even though they are now acting on this attraction to each other through this simulation program, and them two being the last ones left, we do have the issue where Brianna does find out that Roman was put there by his dad to, like I said, sabotage the simulation. But that doesn't happen because Roman, he's not there. That's why I wish we would have gotten Roman's POV, because I wanted to read from Roman's point of view. Like, did he really did go there to help, or did he just have his father believe, like, yeah, I'll do what you're asking, but I'm actually going to help the school. Like, I'm going there to help Brianna in the school and actually be around Brianna because he likes Brianna too. So, for the most part, cute read. I liked it. I would have preferred dual POVs because I wanted more of Roman's point, especially this relationship with his father. His father came off as kind of a bully. Did not like him at all, but it was a cute read. We do get a happily ever after, or HEA, whatever you call it, between Roman and Brianna. They do end up being together or whatever. I would have liked to have seen an actually apology from Principal Major to Brianna for what he did. Roman apologized, but I would have loved to have seen an apology from the principal. Like, you you tried to ruin this lady, you know what I mean? Like, what the hell was that about? And then we did have like the additional side stories of, her sister and the lady that mentored Brianna, kind of like telling her, like, we know you got this crush on Roman, but you need to stay away from him, like keep your eyes on the prize or whatever. But it was a cute read. I liked it. There were some good moments or whatever. I do feel like the story at times kind of like dragged a little bit. It was slow for me to get inside of this book. It was just like the pacing could have been a little bit better, you know what I mean? Like, it should not have taken me 2 weeks to finish this book, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just needed her to, like, get the pacing and keep it going. So, pretty good read. I mean, if you love, stories with forced proximity and mutual pining, a little rivalry, um, going on, then I would definitely say, pick this one up. It's a good book. So that is it for me. And until the next one, later days. Bye, y'all.